Okay, so welcome everyone. Nice to see you again. We're going to start seated like we usually do, whether it's cross-legged on the floor or sitting on a chair. And we're just centering ourselves, so close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Breathe in and out, slow and easy. As you breathe, notice any areas of tension or aching. Start to send the breath deeper into the body. Sending it down to the navel, and then pressing navel to heart. We're going to add a pause at the top and bottom of each breath. We're going to emphasize this pause at the top and bottom with each breath by practicing the square breath. And the square breath, which I believe we did last week, is breathing in for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, breathing out for a count of 4, and holding for a count of 4. And taking a moment to inhale and then empty the breath. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and breathe freely. Then we'll try that again. Trying to hold for a count of 8. And when you're inhaling, you're really sipping in air through the nose and all the way down to the navel. So trying to expand the ribs and the diaphragm. And on the exhale, you're just gently squeezing, 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 squeezing out. So taking a gentle breath in and out. Then on the next inhale, we're breathing in for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe freely. And as your breath starts to recover to normal, find your shoulders and start to make some small movements back. And then go the other way. And just find your arms and find cactus arms. And just bring the fingertips and thumbs to touch, and then elbows to your sides. Inhale to lift and exhale to bring elbows to sides. Just feeling the arms move. The shoulder blades kind of moving like a wing shape around the shoulder joint. And then we'll pause, release the arms, and extend the arms nice and wide, palms forward, and then turn so the palms come down. So we're twisting the arm in the shoulder socket, and then twisting the other way, reaching with the thumb, and then reaching with the pinky finger. Good. And then gently release the arms. And then find your chin, lower it down towards the chest. Just make some half neck circles. So right ear to right shoulder, and then left ear to left shoulder. And the next time the right ear moves to the right shoulder, tilt to the nose upwards. So we're completing the circle, bringing left ear to left shoulder. Do maybe 3 nice and easy circles. And after your third, just go the other way and do another 3. And after your last one, just come back to neutral. Then on an inhale, lengthen the top of the head towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. From here, let's just find some torso circles. So we're gonna around the spine. You can tuck the chin down towards the chest, and then open the collarbone, so leaning forward. Side view, rounding and leaning forward. Put your hands on your knees to help anchor yourself. And then we'll add some side to side movement. So we're going to press the right ribs out to the right, round the spine. Left ribs to the left, lean forward. Right, back, left, forward. Just connect those points. And this is what it looks like from the front side. And tuck your chin in as you round back. And move the chin away as you lean forward. Do 2 more and go the other way. Great. So let's pause here in neutral, and on an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. And then if your eyes were closed, open them. And then we'll come into table. So onto our hands and knees. And then keep your 2 blocks nearby. So we're just gonna start with some cat-cow. So we're tilting the tailbone of the pelvis up and then sending the tailbone down. So that's low back movement. And then find your shoulder blades. So as we're tucking the tailbone down, we're pushing the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling and tucking the chin into the chest. So a nice round spine. And then reverse. Tailbone lifts up, chest drops, chin moves away from chest. Collarbone's nice and wide. So this is cat-cow. Try to move slow, feeling each backbone move. Some of us can focus on moving the tailbone first and then letting the spine wave all the way up. Yeah, we'll do this. We're going to be doing this for a minute, so maybe another 30 seconds. And as you tuck the tailbone down, you'll feel a little bit of a stretch. And you send the tailbone up, feel a little squeeze in the muscles between all the backbones. Good. So we'll do one more, and then we're coming to neutral. And then I'd like you to find your way onto your back. We'll be doing table and then coming onto our back, and table and coming onto our back. Little sequence. So we're on our back and we're doing a little spine rotation. So feet are together, knees are together, hands are by your sides, and then you're just tilting the knees towards one side and the other side, just towards the edge of the glute. Focusing on moving or rotating the low back bones, creating a nice rhythm so you feel like all the fluids of your body are kind of swooshing from one side to the other side. Let your mind wander as you move in these repetitive motions. But try not to get tangled in a thought or emotion. Just try to watch your thoughts move past your mind. We're going to lower the knees to the right so that we can transition back into our table. And the transitions are important, especially if you have a low back injury, just to go slow and make each movement count in your transition. So we're lowering knees to one side and we're on the side body, and we're pressing a palm down so we can gently press ourselves up. Good, and then we scooch our legs under us. So we're coming into table, but we're going to use our blocks, and we're going to position the blocks, stack the blocks so that they're positioned under our low ribs. And that, for me, that looks like, let's see how high these blocks are. Let's see. So maybe I can go a little higher with one. Like this. So we want a little bit of space between your low ribs or your ribs and the block. We don't want too much of a gap. So try and stack them in a way that fits you. And now we're just doing pelvic tilt, so tailbone up and tailbone down. And ideally, what this is doing is isolating the low back. You're trying not to lean or rest on the block. Maybe you touch the block lightly, but you're trying to keep the pressure of your ribs on the block even as you're tipping the tailbone up and down. And again, pause as you tip it down, feel a stretch. And then pause as you tip the tailbone up and feel a pull or a squeeze in the muscle. So keep going. If you ever do these exercises later and you happen to have a ball at home, then you can do the same exercise, putting the ball behind you. And then you're tipping the tailbone up and down. And it's really nice tactile feeling And it feels like you're getting a lot more out of this movement because you feel a ball moving with you. Right now, without the ball, it just feels like you're not doing too much, but you are, especially if you're adding the pauses with the hold, the stretch, and the squeeze. Okay, yeah, so that's something that you can try doing if you happen to have a ball at home. So 3, 2, and 1. Very good. So we're pausing in neutral, then we're going to swing our legs off to the side so we come onto our back. We're going to find bridge feet, soles of the feet to the floor, hip width apart, and put the hands by the sides. So we're going to let the hips lift halfway, then shift the weight of your body into your feet, and then slowly start to lift the hips up in a bridge. We want to feel the hamstrings activating, and that's why we're shifting weight into our feet. So we're distributing the work. And then I'd like you to feel your glutes and try to wrap the glutes towards the midline of your body. So inward. Good. And then you should feel a nice long line. This front body is stretching open. Good. And then we're gently releasing and rolling down one backbone at a time. Okay. When your sacrum or your hips land to the floor, take a deep breath in and out. Good. Let's do this 4 more times. So gently lift the hips up halfway, shifting weight of your body into the feet, and then slowly starting to lift the hips up. Feel your knees lengthening away from you and feel the glutes starting to wrap towards each other. Good. On an exhale, we're gently releasing and rolling down one backbone at a time. It's 2. Deep breath in and out. On an exhale, we're pressing hips up halfway and then all the way up. Feel pressure in your feet, lengthening knees away, wrapping the glutes towards each other, squeeze. And then gently rolling down one backbone at a time. So if you have 5 low backbones, try to articulate each one before your hips land on the floor. Deep breath in and out. On an exhale, press the hips up halfway. Push into the feet and lift up. Lengthen knees away from you. Wrap the glutes towards each other, squeeze. And then roll down one backbone at a time. When you land, deep breath in and out. On your next exhale, last one, pressing up halfway and then all the way up. In this last one, we can walk our arms towards each other and interlace fingers underneath our back. As anchoring your upper arms or shoulders into the ground as you lengthen the knees away from your shoulders. Wrap the glutes towards each other. Try to feel as though the hips and the knees are on the same level and feel the hamstrings firing. Hold. And then slowly releasing the hands, slowly rolling down one backbone at a time. When the hips land, take a deep breath in and out. And then bring the knees into the chest and hug them in. Bring the nose to the knee, curl. Inhale, lengthen long to stretch. Exhale, just bring your arms down toward your side. Bring your legs to the right. Side body. Plant a palm down and gently press yourself up. Good. So we're going to take one block, put it at the end of our mat. So we're coming into that plank position, lengthening the right leg long, pressing our foot into the block. So one foot, your left knee is down from table, and then the right leg is extended long. And then we're finding our pelvic tilt, so tailbone up and down. Keep keep the belly firm. So that core engagement, the cough engagement, the reflex, holding the pull in, and then pressing your foot into the block all this time. Really trying to keep strong effort in that right leg. Feeling inner thigh working, and keep moving the pelvis forward and back. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So we'll release from that. You can just push the block over to the other side and switch legs. And pushing left foot into the block and then finding your pelvic tilts. So notice if one side feels weaker. If the movement of your hips feel different between sides. Gently release. And then swing our legs off to the side so we can come back onto the back. We're coming into bridge again. So soles of the feet on the floor, hip width apart. And you're going to lift the left leg up, hands by your sides for support. You're just gonna lift the hips up halfway, send the weight of your body into your feet, your foot, and then try to lift the hips up higher and gently lower down. So do that 4 more times. Feel that right glute working. Good. And then gently lower and switch sides. So I know for me, this is going to be the weaker side. I might look wobbly. Okay, so we're pressing the hips up halfway, pushing the weight into the foot, and then gently lifting up and down. So you are trying to get as high as bridge with 2 feet on the ground without straining, but making sure that we're sending the weight into the foot and not just locking it down in the low back and the glute area. You want to distribute the weight. You will feel the left glute working. So we should be doing 5 on this side, so maybe 1 more, and then come down. And so we'll switch sides and repeat. Lift up halfway and then press up for 5. Good. And switch. Lift up halfway, send weight to that foot, and then push. 3, 4, 5, and lower. Good. So bring the knees into the chest and a hug in, nose to knee. Inhale, lengthen long to stretch. Exhale, gliding your hands down, soles of the feet to the floor, wider than hip width, and we're finding our windshield wiper leg. So just lower the knees down towards the right and then the left. It's nice and easy. Keep going. And here we can hold on to opposite elbows and lower the elbows on the opposite side as the knees. So we're doing an entire spinal twist at a turn of the head. So the nose is moving in the same direction as where the knees fall. The next 4, just add a little pause. Imagine your spine is a wet cloth and just wringing it out. Good. So we're going to lower the knees to the right so we can come up onto the side, and we're transitioning back onto the front. So we're going to come into a low plank position. So forearms to the floor. And then some of us can stay on our knees if you need a modified version. So otherwise, squeezing the thighs, lifting knees off of the floor. Ideally, your shoulders are over your elbows. And this is where we're holding, so you can just stay here. Some of us might be on our knees, and that's fine. Otherwise, we're shifting forward and back. And then we're making circles with our hips. Go the other way. And then we're just going to dip our hips to the right side and left side 3 times on each side. Good. And then lower the knees and move back into a child's pose. Relax for 3, 2, and 1. Very good. So we're going to find our way into our dead bug, so our wall. So pressing our hands into the wall behind us, and then lifting the knees so that our legs are on table. And then we're going to extend one leg and then the other leg. All the while we're pushing into the wall. We'll do 3 sets of 10, so 30 in total. But with every set, we're adding more pressure into the wall. We're going to make sure that the spine is flat and the ribs are not popping up. They're pushing down into the floor, and you're finding that cough reflex engagement. Okay? Thought I'd do this one early to get it out of the way because I know you guys love it, right? So our legs are on table. We're pressing into the wall, maybe at 3 pounds of pressure, and then we're lengthening one leg and then the other leg. For those of you who have back issues and you can't lengthen the leg long, I'm just dragging the heel along the floor. Okay. Or you're just tapping, right, instead of extending long. So if you've done 10 with 3 pounds of pressure pushing into the wall, then you can take a pause. Reset, find those low ribs pressing down, low back is flat, engaging your core, pushing into the wall a little bit more, 5 maybe pounds, or to 7. We're doing our 10. Good. So evening out, and then you can take a rest, and then we'll do one more. So now this is as much pressure as you can push on the wall behind you. I'm just changing orientation so you can see me, and then you're doing your 10. Breathing out as the knee comes in. Good. And release. Deep breath in and out. So find your way back onto your mat if you had to orient differently for the wall or sofa edge. And then we're just going to do some light bicycles. So you're going to interlace fingers underneath the head. We're going to bring our legs back into table. And then it's extending opposite elbow to opposite knee. So right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. So we're gonna do 3 and hold. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 and hold. 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 Last side. 1, 2, 3 and hold and release. Take a deep breath in and out. And then we'll roll onto our belly. Find our Sphinx arms, and let's find a nice little stretch for the abs. So anchor or press your hips into the floor so you can pull your upper chest through your upper arms. You should feel a nice stretch along the abs. Keep that firmness in the belly, so pull the belly button away from the mat. Looks good. And gently release that and walk your forearms over to the right. So you're making a C shape with your body. Anchor your left hip into the floor and pull the upper chest through the upper arms. So finding more of a stretch for the obliques. Maybe at the edge of the psoas. And then walk your forearms all the way over to the other side. Keep going, stay there. Good, and then come back to center. And then from your center, we're just gonna press back. So hips to heels coming into child's pose. On an inhale, come into table. From the table, curl the toes under, let the knees hover off of the floor, and then push the hips back. We're coming into a downward dog. So your downward dog could have bent knees or it can have straight legs, as long as you're in a shape that looks like a V. With the ears or the biceps right by the ears. Good. From this downward dog, extend the right leg long, three-legged dog. And then step the right foot forward. We're coming into a low lunge. So this low lunge, if you have knee issues or sensitivity with the knee, then put a towel under. And we're going to have 90-degree legs in the front and back. Some low lunges look like this, right? So we want the hips stacked over the knee. So 1, we're lengthening the tailbone down, or more feeling a long spine. Okay? So sometimes when we say lengthen tailbone down, people tend to over clench the glutes, so I'm not looking for that. I just want you to feel a little movement in the pelvis so you can feel a long spine, and then squeeze, okay? Then we're focusing on this hip flexor, this quad. So you're gently going to lean forward until you feel a gentle stretch. So we have that long spine, we've engaged everything. So everything's tight. This gentle movement, you should feel a stretch. So we'll stay here. And as the area starts to open up, we're gonna add some effort. So focus on the knee that's down on the floor. We're gonna imagine we're dragging it forward. You should feel this area fire up. We're gonna try and gradually use use more force as we're feeling as though we're dragging it forward. As much effort as we can, like so much effort you actually feel hot because your entire body is working. You might feel a nice opening or stretch in the hip crease as well, the groins area. And then gradually we're just easing that pressure off, coming back to neutral. So we're gonna lean gently a little bit further, so making sure we have that engagement, everything tight, long spine, and it's okay if the front knee comes out of 90 as we lean forward. So we're gonna settle in this new position. And then find that bottom knee and start to pull it forward. Much as you can, feeling a lot of effort in the body, maybe heat rise to the point where heat is rising in the body. Good. And gently releasing from that. And so from here, we're going to find our lunges. So we're going to step the left foot forward and then step the right foot back, bend the knee. So we're just going to do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're ending with the opposite leg behind us. Finding 90-90 in both. Finding a long spine and then holding. And a gentle lean forward. Feel a stretch in the front of that thigh, in front of that hip. Stay there. So as the area starts to open and soften, we're focusing on that back knee. We're going to pull the back knee forward. Adding more force until we're really, some of us might be shaking with the effort. You can also feel your hips start to square. Good. And then slowly easing off of that. And then lean forward. Feeling a deeper stretch in that right hip. And then when you're ready, pulling the knee forward. As much effort as you can. Feeling long spine and torso nice and tight. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly easing off of that and then finding your lunges. So right foot forward, left foot back, doing your 10, warming up the legs. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Ending with the left leg back. All right, actually, let me just fix something. So stay there, a little break. All right. Okay, so this is your favorite part. I know you were all looking forward to it since last week. So we're going to curl the back toes under, and we're going to imagine or start to engage the muscles, all the muscles that you might need in order for you to straighten this leg nice and long behind you without lifting the head, without popping the head up higher than it is. I'll show you an example. So we're lifting and lowering. Good. So let's try that. So we were engaging, we were thinking, we were trying to talk to these muscles and these muscles. We're finding that length in the low back and then that core engagement. And we're gonna lift the knee up and down 5 times. We're also adding a little hold, okay? So you can stretch that leg out. So when we're ready, we're exhaling and lifting, trying not to pop the head up. 1. And if you're really good or if you want a challenge, then you're not holding on to your leg. And if you need, let's go up again, 2. If you need support, you can hold on to a wall or a ball or a chair. 3. 4. 5. Good. And we're finding our lunges. Don't think about it. Let it go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we're ending with the opposite leg behind us. Curling the back toes under. Think about talking to those muscles that you'll need to extend the leg long without lifting the head. Okay. And if you've come out of your engagement, find long spine and tight torso. And when you're ready, we're lifting and lowering. 1, lift, hold, lower, option no hands, lift, hold, lower, lift, hold, lower, last time, lift, hold, and lower. Oh my God. Let's shake that off with our last set of the lunging. 2, 3, 4, 5. My legs are even wobbly. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Whoops. So from where you are, you're just going to inhale and reach your arms up. Look up. Stretch. On an exhale, fold forward, belly to thigh. Stay here, let your arms dangle, let your head dangle. Just feel the fluids of your body traveling down to lubricate and feed the shoulders, neck, and head, kind of allowing you to reset your mind. And then slowly bend the knees so the seat is coming down to the floor, and we come into a seated position. So we're here. Good. So we're finding 90-90 legs. I'm putting my right foot in front of me and my left leg back. Stay there for a second. And then let's put our hands behind us. And then let's just move our legs from one side to the other side. Then from here, we're going to lower both legs to the right. And let's focus just on this leg, the left leg. We've done the heel pull through, so that's what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna release this area, the area we just worked. So pressing the ball joints, so this part of the foot into the floor as we pull the heel through. The heel is never touching. And then we're trying to separate the knees as far away as possible. Feel the stretch along the inner thigh, and then bring it through. So this leg is always nice and long. If your knee actually isn't touching that floor, you can bring a block so you can have something to press down on. Put it under the knee. So we're pulling the heel through and under. And as we are now, we're focusing on bringing the knee all the way down to the floor if we can, and then opening the knees apart as far as they can. All the while we're pushing this leg into the floor or a block. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. So lower both legs to the other side. If you were using a block, slide it under the other knee if you need to. And then let's find our heel pull through. Oops, the mic is in the way. So we're just going to pull the heel through. Knee touches the floor. Knee separates as much as it can away from the opposite knee. Two, and 1. Very good. So we're going to come upright, release the block from under you. I'm just going to turn so you can see me. And these are more now, not official 90-90 legs, but what I just call windmill legs, which means like legs that are not really 90. And then we're going to plant on either side, our hands on either side of the front knee, shoulder width apart. And we're just going to do some spinal waves and some fascial stretching before we come down to the floor. So we're going to bend the arms, bring the chest towards the floor, like we're in our lower push-up position. And on an inhale, we're pressing up, and then exhale, pressing down. Okay. You might also feel a nice stretch along that left glute. So we're going to add the spinal wave. So as we are lowering, chin is tucked into chest. Push the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, rounding the spine as you lengthen the arms. Inhale, bring the chin away from the chest, open the collarbones, and slowly start to lower the arms. Extension of the spine. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, push up. Inhale, lower. So keep making your spinal waves. Moving with your breath. These are really nice to do if you do have a Tabata timer or something like that, that you can set it to ring every minute. And you do this for a minute. It's really, really nice. Very therapeutic. And then from here, we're going to pause with arms straight. You can separate your palms a little wider, bend the arms, and then we're just going to shuffle from side to side. This is our fascial stretch. And you'll also feel a nice release in the glute. So now I'm giving you permission for a little freestyle. Do what you want. Maybe you stay to one side for a while, or maybe you prefer the other side. Maybe you add a rotation of the chest. And stay here for another few breaths. you'd like to shuffle, you can continue to do that. Good. And then we'll press ourselves back up. Send both hands behind you. Find your windshield wiper legs to release. And then lower your legs to the other side, finding windmill legs with the opposite leg in front. You can orient yourself any way you want, but it's the same exercise. Hands shoulder width apart on either side of the front knee. Bend the elbows. Chin tucks in around the spine. Push the space between the shoulder blades towards the ceiling. Inhale, chin away from chest. Open collarbones, lower. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Very nice, really graceful. Do a few more. The next time your arms are extended nice and long, separate them wider. Bend the arms and find your shuffle, moving your upper body from one side to the other. You can continue your shuffling, or you can just pause and hold one side. And you can add a rotation of the upper body away from the legs. Little twist. Little deeper stretch. One more big inhale and an exhale. And after your last exhale, lengthening the arms to come upright, hands behind you, and then one last set of your windshield wiper legs. 2, 3. Good. And then to close, we'll be needing one block and our strap or band, or I think it was a scarf. So we're going to tie our strap. Basically, we're going to bind our thighs. And we're going to be in a bridge position. So this is my strap. So then my legs are hip width apart, and my band or my strap is slightly, so that my legs can fall out slightly wider than hip width, slightly, okay? And then I'm gonna lie back and take the block and slide it under my sacrum, which is the flat bone at the base of my spine. So if you really because I can't see all of you, so if you actually feel your butt cheeks and then the line of your butt cheeks, that's your tailbone. So we want to place the block, the lower edge of the block there, and then it kind of rises up rather than starting at the low back. Some people put it up on the low back, which is not correct. So it actually might hurt you. So find that the lower edge of the block is just resting at the top of your butt, the crease of your butt cheeks. And so now hips are elevated and our legs can be in a rest position. So you can stay here or you can walk your feet gently together. We just want to feel like the legs don't need to do any work. And for some of us who have the flexibility, we can also walk our heels a little longer. Maybe legs are straight, maybe knees are soft, so that we feel as though the legs want to fall out, but the strap is holding them together. So take a few minutes now, close your eyes. Let your body absorb the changes that we've made to it today. Relax and breathe freely. Start to come back into the room. Notice the sounds in the room. Notice the sounds outside the room. Notice the sounds of your body and your breath. And if your legs were extended long, then start to walk them back. So soles of the feet are on the floor and knees are bent in your supported bridge. Then we're all gently going to slowly lift our hips up to release the block out from under us and roll down slowly, one backbone at a time. When your hips land on the floor, take a deep breath in and out. And bring the knees into the chest and hug in. And bring nose to knee, curl. Inhale, lower the head down and start to release the band or the strap from your legs. Feel free to rock gently from side to side if you need that. Otherwise, lowering both legs to one side, resting for a moment on the side of the body, and then pressing your palm down onto the floor so you can press yourself up. So come back to seated, however way you started the class, and just take a few moments to check back in. Body, mind, and spirit. And just think of a word that describes how you're feeling right now. Slowly open your eyes. Great. Thank you for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the class.
Thanks, Linda.
I'll unmute you. Oh, somehow I must have lost John. Weird.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thank
you.
Fire.
How are you guys? Thumbs up? Yay. I don't know why I can't hear you. I don't know what the deal is today. Oh well. Please write me and let me know how you're feeling. Sarah, next week we get the 90-90 legs with that rotation of the trail leg. So yeah, we were building up to it today again. So I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.
Hey,